Joining us from Prague, Mrs. Katarina Heger, the director of the movie A Marriage. Welcome to AJB DOC.
Hello.
So, how did you come across this story and decide to make it?
The story of Zdenka and Tabish was first introduced to me by a Czech writer, Iva Pekarkova. It seemed quite unbelievable to me. So I wanted to explore their story further and went ahead and met Zdenka and thought that she would be a perfect character, strong character for a documentary film. So I decided to start making the film.
I'm sure it was very problematic in some cases, in some ways, logistically, because as we know, it was shot in 3 different countries. So how was this done? How did you do this?
Exactly. This was the challenge from the very beginning. I had great access to Zdenka, who lives in the Czech Republic, but obviously Tabish was in Pakistan, and I did not know how to get to him. And obviously, it was very, very expensive, a big production for us to start at the beginning when we were still in the development to start filming in Pakistan. And also, I really wanted to capture him in an authentic way in his environment. So I was looking for a colleague that could cooperate with me in Pakistan. And surprisingly enough, I found him in England during a film festival in Sheffield. I met Asad Faruqi, who is a Pakistani filmmaker presently based in New York. I told him the story, which very much resonated with him. And we decided that we're going to collaborate on this film. So the whole production of the documentary was quite interesting because while I was filming all the footage with Zdenka in the Czech Republic, my colleague Asad filmed most of the or all of the material from Pakistan and also in Sri Lanka, where the couple would meet once a year for 3 weeks holiday, as you saw in the film.
Another film you also made before that also discussed the internet, although it's grim or bad side. And now, having done 2 movies, 2 films on these stories, let's say on both spectrums of good and bad sides of the internet, how do you feel our societies and lives that are more and more happening online should adapt to it?
This is a difficult question. The theme of how digital technology changes our lives really deeply interests me. As you mentioned, I made a film about it before. I don't see the digital technology, internet as something good or bad, but I truly believe from the example of Zdenka and Tabish that it can present a great opportunity. For example, for the 2 of them, they would have never met if it wasn't for internet. So I think that their story is a great example of that it can allow us to meet people. Internet allows us to meet people that we would never be able to connect with before, and to find our love online. It is possible. Of course, it is not all the stories end up so happily as Zdenka's and Tavish's, but I believe that we have to be open to it, be careful, of course, but there are risks in both the real world and the online world as when it comes to relationships. So I think if we meet a person who has who has goodwill and goes into it with their heart, it can happen in the real world or online.
And tell me, you also touched upon some different topics regarding immigration, discrimination, prejudice. Do you think that this story and the outcome of the story of the film, which is a good one for them, could it change? Could it change the case for somebody else in the future?
I very much hope so. It would be great if the authorities that were so suspicious to Tabish and couldn't believe that a young man could fall in love with a woman on a wheelchair and can have a genuine relationship with her. I really hope that they can watch the film and they hopefully in the future we'll have a little bit more open mind to relationship like that. I think with Tabish and Zdenka, the situation was very particular because obviously they were suspicious mainly of Tabish as being economic migrant, but also I think the couple was facing this double prejudice when Zdenka as a wheelchair, as a person on a wheelchair, I think they didn't view her as a equal. So I think hopefully this film can contribute to changing people's minds, and I would very much like to challenge the prejudices of people against these relationships.
And also, just for the end, quickly, although your movie was shot and made before the pandemic, looking at it from our current situation, do you think that there'd be more sensibility in the future, especially because of everything we've been through with the pandemic and with the importance of online communication now?
Yes, although we filmed it before the pandemic, I think that the story very much resonates with our experiences today, because I think in the past 2 years, many more couples met online because simply they probably didn't have any other opportunity. Many countries were in the lockdowns, and so I think after the pandemic, we are much more convinced and see from our own experiences that we sometimes do, even if we don't choose to, we can maintain general relationships online. We proved it to ourselves by working from home online, and I think even this film, our film that was mainly produced online with my colleague Asad in New York. I was in New York, and while he was in New York and me in Prague, is a proof that the real things can be done using internet.
Mrs. Katarina Hager, thank you so much for joining us, and we enjoyed your film. So all the best, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
All the best. Bye.
Bye-bye.